So hello, my colleagues, and I do hope everyone is doing well this morning. And I want to talk about the four different option positions that are available to traders who play options. And let's start with buy to open. Buy to open is one of two ways to open an option position, the other being sell to open. So let's go down here. So here's a couple quick examples of buy to open. A long call. If you believe a stock is going to make a big move higher than in the near term and decided to purchase a long call in order to capitalize on that move, basically you initiate your position by buying to open, right? The long call. And of course, it's got a set expiration date and it's at a set expiration price. So that position remains open until one of three things happens. It expires worthless, I exercise it, or take a position of 100 shares, and take a position of 100 shares by purchasing those shares at the strike price, or basically close or sell the open position. So you sell it back to take your basically gains. And that would be called sell to close, right? Now you could take a long put, right? And conversely, if I believe a stock is going to make a big move lower, I purchase a long put and potentially make some big gains if I'm right. As with the above example, even though I'm hoping for the stock to move lower rather than higher, I would still buy to open, this time a put to initiate the position. And again, this will remain open till it expires. I exercise the put, but only if I own the underlying shares. And purchase the put as a way to hedge my position. That's called a protective put, by the way. Here it is right here. Or I close the position by selling the put back and you try to make a profit. Okay? And there's a couple other spreads here. There's a couple other positions which you can read up on your own. I won't go into them. So, all right. So let's talk about now sell to close. And this is the other half of the buy to open, right? When you initiate a long position by buying to open, the trade will eventually have to be closed. The three ways this can happen is if the option expires worthless, it's exercised, or selling it to close, right? So selling a long call, right? Sell to close. Here's you closing the long call. So if you previously purchased a long call, hoping to capitalize from moves higher in price of the underlying stock, the most likely outcome will involve you selling to close the position, right? So you basically, you're just trying to make a profit, right? You're selling the option. So in order to lock in a profit on a winning trade, you simply submit an order through your online broker, selling to close your original call, and it's simple as that. Okay, and of course, again, you could do the same thing with the put. Okay, so remember, for every open, there's got to be a close. All right, so now let's go on to the next thing, sell to open. Now this is for basically writers, option writers who are the other side. If you're buying, someone's got to be writing, correct? So when you sell to open, you're essentially opening a short option position. In other words, you're writing an option. And as a reminder, a short option position has nothing to do with which direction you expect the stock to trade. Okay? So if you're a writer, remember, if you're a writer, you're completely obligated if the buyer wants to do anything. The call a buyer or put buyer has all the rights and no obligation, whereas on the other side, you have all the obligation and none of the rights because you're collecting premiums. It's simple to grasp, okay? The examples below illustrate. So here's three quick examples. Now, if you are going to write a call, the best thing you can possibly do, or writing anything, is you have to have you want to be covered. You want to have the stock. So when you write a covered call, you write or sell to open. That's a short call position. Again, against 100 shares of the underlying stock that you already own. So writing puts in a similar way, when you write a naked put for either income or as a way to acquire stock, you must sell to open to initiate the trade. And what I want to do now is just finish up here with buy to close. The purpose of a buy to close is to close out any, and again, this is the opposite side of your short position that we just referred to, that required you to sell to open in order to initiate the trade. So again, this is for the side of the writer, right? In this way, the process is similar to short selling stock, right? When you sell stock short, you sell stock, you basically buy a stock, you sell stock you don't own, with the hope it goes down, and then you buy it back and make a profit. All right, so you initiate a trade by selling something first and receiving cash with a premium, and then later you close the trade by buying it back. So here's some buy to close examples. So with a covered call, if you decide to close out a covered call prior to expiration, either to lock in a gain or take a loss, you will need to buy to close the short call that you initially wrote. Hopefully the option will be worth less than what you originally sold it for when it's time to buy it back. And the same thing with puts, okay? So I just wanted to show you these 4 common positions. All right, so other than that, that's about it.